You guys, awesome show today. Recap of what went down at the live show. Oh my God, bananas. Golden X. I know, it's so true. Don't give me any margaritas. And Emmit Walker's on the show. He went viral for a post that he did of a woman shaming him for getting into first class. Exclusive interview on the Hey Frase podcast. All the backlash he got, it was bananas. We have to thank our sponsor, Mervis Diamonds. We love them. You guys, Paul is hosting a last-minute holiday shopping event tomorrow night, Thursday, December 21st, starting at 5 p.m. At Mervis Diamonds on K Street. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. And it also benefits Cultrified Foundation. You can shop for a good cause, have cocktails, food, and enjoy our fabulous Mervis Diamond importer friends. More details on my Facebook page. Just go to Sarah Fraser, hit page. From wine tastings to bike rides, art shows to beer gardens, street hockey to fashion shows, and so much more, there's always something going on in Crystal City. Offerings are live entertainment. You can get it all there. Get a complete rundown at crystalcity.org. And of course, we love Pacers Running. We podcast out of the Pacers Running studio. Absolutely love them. They also have several locations in the DC area, from the Navy Yard here in Arlington. You can just go to their website, runpacers.com. Great place to get a great Christmas gift this holiday season. All right. Woo. All right. All right.
Yeah.
What's the phrase that you hear every day? Hey, phrase.
What's the phrase that you hear every day?
Hey, phrase.
What's the phrase that you hear every day?
Hey, phrase.
What's the phrase that you hear? Tune in, yeah, you gotta tune in. Sarah Fraser on the mic and she about to begin. A co-host with the most
Paul Wharton looking fleek.
Take it from me, you should be listening.
Live from the nation's cap, pop culture at its best. No need to second guess, separated from the rest.
I don't get that.
Sarah, she's so glamorous, the number one hostess.
Hey, Frage.
Hello.
Paul Wharton, is that you? Paul
No,
Wharton.
no.
It's not quite Paul Wharton.
This is Leslie.
It's Leslie.
Hi.
I'm so excited that you're going to be co-hosting the podcast today.
I'm nervous though.
You are? Why?
Yeah, my first time.
Oh, the podcast is so easy breezy. You've already got this. You've been to our live show now. Now you know what it's all about.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I really love it. I'm nervous, but I'm loving it right now.
She's like a natural born podcaster, broadcaster, all of it.
In Spanish though.
Oh, yes, all in Spanish. Yeah, you'll have to give us some Spanish at some point throughout this podcast.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. Let's do it.
You guys, welcome to the podcast show. We are giving you a new episode this week. Paul Wharton is away. That is why you hear our lovely intern, Leslie. This woman is amazing. We're going to talk about her in a few minutes because she is so sweet, and she also has her own incredible YouTube channel. She's beautiful.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Gorgeous. That's what everybody was saying at the live show on Friday night. They're like, Leslie is gorgeous. We're like, we know. She's amazing. But anyway, Paul is in Cleveland with his grandmother, so he is away. He is not on this episode. I know he wanted to be here because our live show was on Friday night, and oh my God, it was so. How was it, Leslie? You were there. You were filming. Your clips are going to be up.
Yeah.
They go up on my YouTube page, which is Hey Frase, and then of course I put a lot of them on my Instagram as well. Tell me about the vibe. What was it like?
I have to say it was amazing. It's my first podcast live show, and I really enjoyed it. I was laughing the whole time, and I mean, I was like, oh my God, there's some parts that we're gonna play later on, right, in this show.
Yes.
That you guys need to listen, because I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe Sarah just did that. It's amazing. It was incredibly amazing.
Tell me what was the highlight for you? What was the thing, by the way, that you thought the crowd was most into?
I think when you call your ex, for me, that was the main, that was the pick of the night. I was like, oh my God, I didn't think you would do it, really.
Really? Oh my God, Leslie, you should. Oh, here's what you'll learn about me. First of all, if you dare me to do things when I'm sober, I will always do them.
Okay.
You dare me to do stuff when I'm 2 drinks in, oh my God, forget it. I'll not only do the dare, then I'll dare myself to one up that. It's so bad.
Oh my God, really?
Oh my God, I'm out of control. Yes. Leslie, you were lucky I didn't whip a boob out or something crazy. Oh my God.
Oh wow. That would be something different then.
Yes, I know. It was such a great show.
It was.
Thank you
It was
guys
amazing.
so much for coming. The audience, it was a packed house. It was sold out at the DC Improv. You guys were terrific. We're going to do another show in the spring of 2018. Tickets go so fast, so you're going to want to get them. It was great. And like
It was amazing. They have to. If you haven't been to one of Sarah Fraser's shows, sorry, my accent is kicking. You need to go, because I mean, it was my first one and I enjoyed every bit of it. So you need to go for the spring one.
And the spring one, I think Paul and I are going to have some really good surprises too, because each show we just keep like upping the ante. It's like one more. But anyhow, I'm going to play a couple clips of the highlights.
Yeah.
We'll play the phone call that I made to my ex, which was kind of this like spontaneous moment. And to give you some context, my ex, this is a guy that I dated in high school for like 3 years, Rob Ponto. He was like my first serious boyfriend, and he's married now and he has 3 kids. So I haven't seen him probably in like 5 years, maybe.
Really?
I'm trying to think. I think it's been that long. So when we were reading the story, there was a story that came out that basically said now this holiday season, like that we're in right now, this stretch is when your ex is most likely to reach out because they're lonely and they're reminiscing about old times.
Yeah. And that's so true. That's very true.
You said that your ex actually reached out to you this week, right?
Last week he reached out to me. He wanted to know how I was, and I'm like, really? Sorry. I'm so sorry. That's just how I talk sometimes in my house. I was like, really? I don't want to know about you. So like, just don't talk to me. I mean, I'm sorry, but right now, just because I'm happy, you want to know how I am. If you don't want to know before, then don't text me now.
How long ago did you guys break up?
Like 8 months ago.
Really? Is this the first time you've heard from him in a while?
Yeah, basically. Well, not really. He kept texting me throughout the months, but then he stopped texting me, and I kind of blocked him too. And then I changed phones, and I received a phone call, a prime call, phone call, and I'm like, who's this? And nobody answered. So I unblocked him because I wanted to see if he was him. And then next thing I know, days passes, and he texts me that he wanted to know how I was. And I'm like,
guys.
Yes, these guys. And the thing is that, okay, you're gonna, like, I am a girl who, like, measurement is 5'8".
Okay.
So I'm 5'8" in height, and he's like, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound bad, but he's like 5'4".
So the height was an issue for you?
No, it wasn't, but then I keep thinking, how can someone so little do so bad to you?
Good question. How can someone so little, so short? It's that short man's disease, though.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a real complex. Yeah, Napoleon complex. Like some men really suffer from that. They're little, and then they're just like worse. They're always trying to make up for their size.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Anyway, we will play that phone call, and then everybody, of course, wanted to hear Paul Wharton address the Omarosa incident. So we'll also play some clips of that for you. And today, I'm really excited about this on the podcast because I think this is the first interview that this guy has done. But there's a gentleman named Emmit Walker. I don't know if you saw him go viral.
No.
Okay, so before we have Emmit on, this will give you time, like while you're listening right now, you can Google this. But Emmit Walker is a guy from Washington, D.C., and 1st of December, he was on a flight headed to the Dominican Republic, and there was a woman behind him, this older white woman, and she was basically giving him a hard time that he did not belong in first class. She did not believe that he belonged there, and she said something to him like, okay, sir, they're boarding priority right now, priority first class, so can you get out of my way? And he was like, yeah, no, my ticket's like priority first class. And she was like, okay, well, you obviously have the military edition, so like you need to be behind me. So he ends up posting this interaction, goes completely viral, and then he writes an apology. And it's the apology that has gotten him so much heat. He received death threats, a ton of backlash.
What?
Especially from the black community. Emmit is black, and from the black community, and this was a white woman he had this interaction with, the black community has been very upset that he would apologize to a white woman.
Oh my God, this is so not cool.
I agree because I think it's about humanity. And I thought what Emmit did was very, very sweet, but I will be curious after you hear the interview if you feel like he should not have apologized, or if you feel as though, what he was doing was just very, I think, a real stand-up thing to do.
Yeah, I think it was just a real stand-up. I mean, I think he was I mean, I'm sorry, but it's just like if someone would tell me go to your place because you're Hispanic. I mean,
right.
So for me, that's a very sensitive topic because
Right.
I mean, I don't see racial like differences. For me, like everyone is the same. So
Right.
I don't think why. I mean, he shouldn't have apologized. But if he did, I'm good for him because he took the high road. You know.
Well, that's what I would have thought too, but he got a lot of backlash about that. And, you know, it was an interesting dynamic. So we're going to have Emmit on and talk about him. There were a couple of stories that happened over the weekend, Leslie, I wanted to get your take on before we get into clips from the live podcast show.
Let's hear them.
One of them is, you know, this one was circulating all over the web. Did you hear about the Pentagon event, essentially a former defense employee admitting that they had a UFO division, that there was actually money and research being spent? The head of the Pentagon's secret UFO office sought to make evidence public with a couple of videos. Did you see these?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, these are pretty wild.
I need to see.
Over the weekend, I'm sure you guys have been talking about this. Well, first of all, do you believe in UFOs? Do you think there is another life out there?
I mean, if there's life in this planet, why isn't there life on another planet? There's a lot of planets.
Oh,
and
you're
of
so
course, I
good.
believe in God. So, I mean, of course, there has to be another life in another planet. So, UFO out there, if you're listening to me, I'm coming from you, for you. From you, sorry, my Spanish.
From you, for you. You almost sounded like a little alien. That was really cute.
Hey, you're insulting my.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that wasn't. Oh, I thought you were trying. Oh, that was the Spanish accent. Oh, sorry.
Spanish.
Well, here's my thing. You might find this shocking, but I actually don't believe in UFOs. I really don't. Like, I entertain people. I no longer believe in psychics. You know, I went and had a psychic experience a couple of months ago with a woman who, like, I met her. She gave me this amazing psychic reading. I was so into it. And then she was like, call me for $90. I'll give you this follow-up. I was like, absolutely, right? I paid the $90. She completely forgot who I was, gave me a whole different fucking reading. I was like, this is fake. I'm done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I no longer believe in psychics. And I don't know. I don't really believe that there is another life form out there.
Okay.
I really don't. I just don't, because, like, I know that there are other universes that are light years away that we have not been able to travel to or whatever. But just when you go to places like Mars, when they circle the Earth, there really isn't any other life form or planet that could really sustain life. In the sense that I'm thinking, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure there's probably little bugs or whatever that live, but I don't know. I find it hard to believe.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, but I think that I don't know if there's little bugs, they could be other people, like other things too. Not maybe like people, but some sort
of creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is from a Defense Department worker a couple of months ago. An intelligence officer, Luis Elizondo, quietly arranged to secure the release of 3 of the most unusual videos that the Pentagon's secret vault has ever seen, and includes raw footage of 2 men or 2 pilots in the cockpit, kind of locking or trying to lock their radar on this unknown object. Elizondo, an internal Pentagon memo requesting that the videos be cleared for public viewing, argued that the images could help educate pilots and improve aviation safety. But in interviews, he said his ultimate intention was to shed light on a little-known program that he ran for 7 years, a low-key Defense Department operation to collect and analyze reported UFO sightings. So here's one. I think you can hear from... okay, take a listen to this. Okay, well, this is like, all right, Gimbal is one of the pilots. Let's see. I don't know if you're going to hear anything. Okay, here we go.
My God. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
What is that?
That's the object that they claim could be a UFO.
Wow.
That's not our LNS, though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's, look at that thing.
Look at that thing. They're saying
rotating.
it's rotating. Okay, so anyway, they go on to basically talk about how they can't really identify this object. These 2 pilots do. And anyhow, the Defense Department, their funding was completely cut for this. And so there's no longer any research into UFOs. But I did think it was interesting that at one point the government was looking into this. I mean, in the video, it is really hard to tell what it is.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what it is.
Are you convinced now? alien life?
I mean, in Puerto Rico, there's a name for aliens. They're named El Chupacabra.
A chupacabra? Isn't that the thing that looks like part dog, part bear?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
They also think that's an alien?
Yeah. I mean, not like an alien, but it comes from, someplace different.
Oh, I love that. A chupacabra.
El Chupacabra.
That's also an alien.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, I can be convinced just a little, but that doesn't show any evidence
to me, that's
much.
a Russian drone.
Yeah, that could be a drone, too. That's what I thought, too.
I don't know. I think it is. Anyway, but they were saying, the Pentagon was saying, a source even close to that said that as recently as like 6 months ago, they were still conducting some surveys and looking into UFOs.
Really?
I think it's amazing. I mean, if they find life, I will completely eat my words. Like, if there is life out there and there are aliens, people say they're abducted all the time, maybe it's true.
I'll be telling you, te lo dije, meaning I told you so.
That sounded like Telemundo. Mario Batali, the celebrity chef. Are you into celebrity chefs at all, Leslie? Are you like a fan? Do you follow?
Not really.
Well, Mario Batali, I don't know. I do like all the celebrity chefs. All the things that they make look delicious. He's being called really tone deaf over the weekend when Batali sent out a newsletter, his weekly, monthly newsletter, and he apologized in that newsletter to his subscribers for his sexual misconduct against women, the recent allegations he's had. The problem is, though, at the end of it, he also gives a recipe for a holiday-inspired breakfast.
That's absurd. Absurdo, how we say in Spanish. That's bad, though. I mean, he knows that he did something bad, and he's like, I know I did something bad, but there you have something special so you can make this Christmas.
I mean, that's crazy to me. Anyway, so he ends up saying that. And so far, at least not that I've seen, his people have not commented
really
about that newsletter. Yeah, that just seems... It's amazing to me that big organizations, big celebrities can be so tone deaf. But, my guess is that they have somebody, probably like an intern or someone that they've paid $5 to write the newsletter. So they just kept in an old recipe or something.
Yeah.
Never thought anything of it.
Are you going out
Terry Crews, the actor, him from shows like, not Reno 911, but some of the recent cop shows. I'm trying to think of what it is. Anyway, you don't watch Terry. Do you know Terry Crews, the actor?
I know him.
Okay, you know of him? Here, I'll look up what he's in. But anyway.
No.
Oh,
and I miss you.
What?
The White Chicks?
He's not the White Chicks. That's right.
And now I wonder.
Oh, that's what he's in. Okay, I was going to look up his IMDb. Anyway, Terry Crews, he made the complaint against a movie executive that he claims grabbed his junk at a party. Yeah, did you hear this story?
Oh my God.
He's also, he's gained a lot of just praise for standing up for himself and saying that a motion picture department head, Adam Vennett, groped him at a party. Well, now Terry Crews is accusing the agency that Vennett worked for, WME, of hacking his son's computer and possibly bugging his family in retaliation.
What?
Crews says, I believe my family is being tracked and possibly bugged. Crews said in a series of tweets, someone hacked into the computer of my son that we built together. I had to shut it down and replace the hard drive. Crews also said that WME executives attempted to use Russell Simmons to pressure him into dropping the case, which is kind of ironic considering Russell Simmons now has all these allegations against him and is being investigated.
Oh my God, I cannot believe it.
I was thinking the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Did you ever watch that show?
No.
Anyway.
Not that one. White Chicks.
White Chicks. You're all about that one. Last story, too. I guess this kind of piggybacks on UFOs, if you will. But have you been following the whole Dear David drama on Twitter?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, we need to get this girl on Twitter.
I do have Twitter, though. Leslie_Oquendo.
Oh, good. Yes. We will. Are you going to tweet? You better provide us some content. Well, Dear David, I started to get obsessed with until, again, I realized this was fake. This, to me, was like the psychic that I went to. But Adam Ellis is a guy. He's an artist, which there gives it away, I think, is why this is fake. But probably about a month ago now, he started tweeting that he was being haunted, first in his dreams, by a boy with like a deformed head that was like supposed to be a ghost, right?
Really?
Then this ghost is haunting his apartment. So like chairs were moving, his cats would stare at the door every night at midnight. So he starts tweeting this story, like keeping people updated, right? Thousands of people, he has like almost 1 million followers now. So, but in the past week, a lot of people feel that Ellis and this whole Dear David, and the child is called Dear David, that his most recent photos are obviously, quote, fake and prove the whole thing was a hoax. So do you see the little image of a boy back there? Do you see that? See this? Do you see his...
Not really.
Okay. Well, Ellis recently posted, he has 725,000 Twitter followers since he started tweeting about the spooky happening. Sorry, it actually started in August, so I just got on the bandwagon about a month ago. But he's been doing this for quite a while. And now people are saying that the picture he put up clearly has to be altered in some way. He returned to Twitter this week, apologizing for his absence, as he said he's been struggling to sleep and has had weird dreams and a sudden dizzy spell. He said that he was waking up and had a tangible feeling of badness. And then he also posted pictures before and after of what people say is like a fake kid photoshopped in there.
I just think it was just 5 minutes of fame for him.
Damn.
Have you
Got a lot of Twitter followers. This is supposed to be the kid's head, by the way. This is like the last photo. The kid's head.
Have you seen there's a new movie out there that's named Wonder? Maybe he read the book.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he read the book and then he's like, oh my God, the guy from Wonder is in my house wondering. You know how it is. I don't know. I mean, he just made up that story. I don't know.
I think this whole thing is fake, but I'd be curious to hear from you guys, like if you think it's real or not real. You can always email the show, sarah@heyfrase.com. You know where to find us. Leslie gave her Twitter a shout out, but she's also really good on Instagram. What's your Insta and your YouTube?
My Insta is Leslie_Oquendo.
Leslie_Oquendo.
Oquendo.
Oquendo. So look, obviously Friday night we were talking about that was our live show. And a lot of people wanted to hear Paul Wharton's reaction to all the Omarosa drama. Also over the weekend, you probably saw that this bizarre film of Omarosa surfaced called Soul Sisters, which was an ultra campy show where she's drugged by a piece of cake by a man dressed as a woman. It's so creepy. It really is like so bizarre. Here, I'll just play you. There isn't a lot of dialogue. Here's Omarosa's like falling over. Now she's in some funky world. This is crazy. This is like in 2007, after she was already famous.
Oh my God.
That looks so like bad. She must have been paid so much money. But I really loved Paul Wharton talking about Omarosa recently being fired from the White House, didn't you? I thought he had a really good perspective. So take a listen to this. I mean, everybody has been tweeting and asking us about that you're going to comment about Omarosa. So everyone heard the news, right? Okay, so...
Okay, now how do you all feel about that? This is really interesting to me.
They don't feel good. They don't feel good.
Bye, Felicia.
They're really...
I think they should start saying bye, Omarosa. I think that would be like, that would catch on, don't you think?
Or
bye, Omarosa.
Bye, bitch.
You know? Well, I'll tell you, about a week ago...
I know she's your friend. I feel really
Why
bad.
do you keep saying that in front of mixed company? Stop fucking saying... I mean... I just got money. What is she doing? She's trying to fuck my life up. Oh, God.
Well, I mean, she threatened to sue me. Like, we're not on speaking terms. Like, the two of you are, like, really good. But then, you know, I sort of made some comments.
We're not that good.
Okay. Well, we made some comments.
You want to talk about it? We're like having couples therapy in front of... See, we can't see y'all, so it doesn't matter. Right? No, you know what your problem is? You don't listen. No, I'm just kidding. No, well, this is the thing. I've known Omarosa for a very long time. I've probably known her for about 12 or 13 years, and we were, at one time, best friends. I was with her when she dated. You all know Michael Clark Duncan, the actor from The Green Mile.
Yes, that part was like, that was so shocking.
Yeah, it was very shocking.
Because that did seem, I feel like, all right, as someone who follows reality shows and had followed Omarosa and knew who she was, I feel like that was the one moment in her life where I felt like she was actually genuinely so happy, like things were going great. And then for that to happen was so tragic.
He wasn't easy, though.
Really?
You know, I mean, he had this persona of being this super nice guy, and he was a great guy. I mean, he loved my dog, Oscar. He was a very lovely guy. I would go out, hey, Oscar. I would go out to L.A., I would stay at their house, but really, I was one of the only friends that he allowed her to hang out with.
Really?
And I've never really said this before, I mean, because everybody, Michael Clark Duncan, they think he's a big teddy bear, and of course he was a lovely, wonderful man, but he was very controlling.
Really?
Very controlling.
Okay, wait, so maybe she wasn't as happy. Maybe she's happier now with her husband.
Oh, I forgot she's married again. Like her husband. Oh yeah, I went to the wedding. Oh my God. I was so drunk that whole weekend. I was like, I gotta go to the fucking Trump Hotel. I'm getting drunk. In fact, you know, I'm not one to like pop Molly or any of that shit because I'm too old to start that shit. But that weekend, I was like, you know what? If I turn around and you put something in my drink, I won't call the cops. I mean, I don't want to remember any fucking thing. No, I'm serious.
First of all, anybody out there like, I'm dying to see Paul Wharton on drugs? Like, is anyone else? Yes. I feel like that's a really bad bit, but like I kind of want to like get you high on Molly and just see what you would be like.
Well, you know, I told this story about my ecstasy, right? What?
I just picture you on Molly, like that dude out on Dulles Toll Road, like naked, just like
Oh, no.
trying to fuck the flatbed of a truck. He was just like, that was my favorite. I love when people, I don't know why people get upset at that and call the police. My favorite thing is when people get nude and just like do helicopter dick. I'm like, good for you.
Oh, I love that.
Why can't more people get nude and helicopter dick me? They never do.
You know, white people are so interesting because, you know, I know her so well, but I don't know what the fuck she's talking about half the time. I'm like, helicopter dick. Like,
okay,
what is
you
that?
haven't seen that. Has everybody seen that Saturday Night Live helicopter schween? Yeah. It's basically when a guy, and you're like, I mean, a well-endowed man. Not that I know,
I'm
but
okay.
like, I kind of know.
If you know anybody,
So it's
let them know.
like your dick would be perfect for helicopter
Okay.
schween. Because like a propeller,
What do?
you just like whip it around.
Oh, I do that all the, oh, that's what that's called?
Yes!
Oh, I do that all the time. It's part of my daily ritual. Shit, I didn't know I was doing the helicopter dick.
I don't know. It always bothers me so much. I miss all the nude people. Like, I love when people drive through drive-thrus and then they just have a map over their penis and they whip it out. They're like, yes! Like, why doesn't this happen to me?
I don't go through drive-thrus very much.
I would be pouring Coke all over that penis, ketchup packets. I'd be like, sir, start whacking it. I don't know. Okay, sorry. I don't know.
This
Maybe
woman. What is going on?
I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. I don't know. I enjoy nude bodies. I've never understood why like people get so upset when people get naked or something, or like you know they have a moment where they. I don't understand like why. I mean, women in DC can be topless. I don't understand why women can't like show their tits on Instagram if they want to. Like it's so weird to me.
I don't know. I don't know why.
I don't know. Sorry, that's another campaign for me here.
I don't know why.
Organic tampons and people getting nude. Anyhow, go on with Omarosa. I got us sidetracked. People want to hear this because I'm dying to know, you know, a lot of people thought Robin Roberts was a hypocrite. Robin Roberts has been pushing her books, and she was kind of like, oh, I think she's going to sell her story. I mean, didn't Robin Roberts sort of sell her story?
They're all selling something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, from the moment I went from...
Oh, no one wants them. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well,
okay.
Listen, I just got a book deal, okay? I can't see you, so... Oh, thank you. Well, look, and you can have it. Pull out your phone and order it on Amazon.com right now. But the thing about it is, we'll get into all that, and I get it. But I was trying to give you a little background on, you know, the closeness of the relationship, because Omarosa and I knew each other from the time she did the original Apprentice.
Yeah, you have. You've known each other.
And I'll tell you, some days we would go out to a restaurant, and I'd be like, "Do that Omarosa shit. I don't like these people." You know what I mean? Like the waiter would be horrible. Or like one time my ex-boyfriend was there with another person, you know, his new shit, and they wanted to come say hi, and I was like, do that Omarosa shit. She's like, I can't. I'm like, do it! You know, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, who's worse, me or her? So she really, I mean, in terms of family and heart and being loyal, but I think that Hollywood will fuck you up.
Really?
I think it really will, because see, you're out there in Hollywood, but really, you ain't really doing, you don't have a syndicated show, it's not on a network, you don't have real Hollywood money, all you have is fame and no money.
Oh,
and it'll
gotcha.
fuck you up. So then, of course, you have to find a movie star husband who may not treat you very well, but he's a big star, and you live behind gates in a big mansion and all that, but so the only thing that ever really stuck for her was being a villain.
Oh, wow.
Like for instance, RuPaul talks about he's not really a drag queen. He was like, I did a lot of shit, but the thing that really stuck for me was one day I put on this wig and this lipstick, and they were like, hey, and people started buying tickets, and so that's what worked for him. So the only check she's been able to cash was being a villain. The person that I knew wasn't necessarily the one that you all see. Now she has become that person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
Do you
we
follow?
do. Yeah.
And that's why we're not close friends anymore, because I, of course, couldn't go along. She actually called me one day and she said, I just want to let you know all this mean stuff you're saying about Trump on Fox 5. He knows the owner of Fox, and I just think you should really watch yourself because, you could get fired. And I said, well, I'll take my fucking chances. And I wish a motherfucker would fire me. I mean, I am the most lawyered up queen that you've ever seen in your life. I mean, let me tell you something. Fire me. Fucking please fucking fire me. In fact, I've gone in there some days trying to get fired. And they haven't taken the bait.
Well, when you say it like that, now I have like more empathy for her. Now I'm like,
I knew
you know
her
what?
as
That's
a very
kind of tough.
loving, person that was very loyal. I mean, I remember having.
Okay, so Leslie, you were in the crowd, and it's always so hard when we're doing the live show to kind of see what people, how they're reacting.
Exactly.
So when Paul was talking about Omarosa, how was the crowd?
I mean, I think they're all laughing. I mean, they were getting it, of course, but he was making it in a sense that people were laughing,
Right.
funny, and in a funny sense. And I mean, it's shocking, of course, but at the same time, it's funny. I mean, he was saying it in a good way. I mean, not in a good way, but in a funny way. So basically, it takes attention away from it, I guess.
Right. And I'll tell you, the second part right now that I'm going to play, I thought was really great because it gave a perspective of what Omarosa was like before fame and sort of the decisions around fame that she made. So listen to this clip.
Questionable.
Well, tell us this. Do you believe, the rumor is that she got into a very, very heated argument with some staff members there, that they basically had to escort her out, Secret Service did.
By the way, I'm being very measured. Do you see me?
Do you
I'm
think
imitating her on Good Morning America. She was so measured. I was like, fuck. And she called me right after she got off the air. She's like, I know you're going to tell me the truth. How did I do? And I said, your ass is fucking, what the fuck are you on? Because, there was no shake. She was measured, right? Hello? Are y'all still out there? I can't see any. Did everybody leave?
Yeah, I think everyone's you really have an insight to somebody that,
Who is that out there? I need a spotlight on that. Shine a light on your face so I can see you. Hi.
No, I think you have inside info to someone who, to us, I think seems very guarded. And like you said, has sort of, unfortunately, become that character, that villain. That is how she is perceived.
That's how she's perceived.
No matter what. No matter what.
Where shit turned for me, because, listen, she was at, is that her in the back? Wait, who was that? Oh, I look like who was that shadowy figure? Omarosa? Look, no.
That's
girl,
amazing. I tried to get
I
you
was
to...
just talking, girl. I didn't mean nothing, girl. These people, they just, girl, I'm just trying to sell some tickets to the show.
That would be so amazing. Oh my God, I would love that so much.
I thought that Leslie was Omarosa. I'm like, oh shit. Oh
I'd be
yeah.
like,
Oh Leslie, that's
are
you,
you going to
girl.
try to sue me again, you bitch?
Oh my God.
And then I'd run into that closet.
But I tell you, we were
terrified.
out campaigning for Hillary together. We were stomping for Hillary, and then one day, I don't know what happened, and she was like, I got a call from the campaign. And the next day, she switched that shit up, and she was like, I'm on the Trump train. And I was like, okay, bitch, bye.
Oh, boy.
Don't make your choices my choices. So when she called me and said, you should really watch your ass when you go on Fox 5 in the morning about Donald Trump, I said, well, don't make your choices my choices. Let the motherfucker come for me. That's fine. I told y'all I want to be on workers' comp.
Okay, you guys, and lastly, we wanted to share this little tidbit from the live show, which was when I called my ex, Rob Ponto, who I dated for years in high school, and he was such a good sport.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was the funniest part.
And you're going to do a video clip of this, right?
Yeah.
You really liked this part?
Yeah, I
okay,
loved
so be sure to look for that on our Hey Frase YouTube page and on Instagram. We'll post a little clip.
Yeah.
Okay, so enjoy this. But anyway, there was just a news story out that was basically saying that this is the time, like the next week and a half through New Year's is the time when your ex is most likely to reach out because it's lonely and, especially if you guys just broke up in 2017 at some point, it's their first holiday without you. So I just wondered if there was an ex that we could text live, that we should just say, Right. Who's going?
Wait,
Oh,
who's-
Leslie, do you have my phone? Okay.
Wait a minute.
So,
You're going to text who's ex? Yours?
Yeah, sure.
Well, let me text one of mine. Somebody, Tracy, Janelle, come up here and pat my head real quick. And
I
bring
just
me
think,
bring me my lip stuff. And Tracy, bring me my phone. Let me see if I don't remember those motherfuckers' phone numbers, but let me see.
I just think like all at once we should all like whip out our phones and just text our ex.
What are we
like, just for
texting
fun.
them?
I think we should all come up with like a.
We should do one text. Like, do you miss me or do you still want it? Do you still think about it? No, that's too much.
I don't know. What should we all collectively say? I feel like it's a good. How about I need $400? My license is about to expire.
Everybody, this is Janelle. She does my makeup and my grooming.
Woo!
Let the people see you. She comes over at my house early in the morning, honey. I get up, Priscilla be in that motherfucker, and Janelle be up in there, girl. We have a little family, don't we? We do. And she went to Patty's house with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
how was Patty's?
She's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Patty was great. I love her.
Okay. I think I'm going to text my old high school boyfriend, Rob Ponto. I don't think he's heard from me. Here, I'm going to call my friend AJ because I don't know his number. So let's call AJ and see if we can get Rob's number.
Yes?
Hey, AJ.
What are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing a live podcast show. So you're like live on speakerphone in front of 60 people, okay?
Great.
Okay. So AJ, you and I went to high school together, right?
Indeed.
Okay, who was my high school boyfriend that I dated for a long time?
Which one? You had a couple.
Okay, Rob.
Robert, yeah? He's
Okay,
one of them.
so we were just reading a story live that, you know, this is the time of year where you text your exes and you just say, hey, happy holidays. Like, I hope you're well. I miss you. Do you think, like, it would ruin Rob's marriage if I texted him?
Probably not.
Fuck you. I feel like... Okay, we need Rob's cell phone number because it's been a minute. I don't know really where to find him.
All right. I
Okay,
can text it to you.
wait, somebody write this
No,
down.
no, I'll just take it right now. I'm
Yeah,
going to
we'll
call
just
him right
take
from
it,
my
AJ.
phone.
No one's gonna call it Rob after this. What is it? 207.
Stand by.
This is so fucking interesting. Oh, my God. We're calling somebody you haven't talked to in a long
I
time?
didn't talk. When did I see Rob last, AJ? A couple years ago?
Probably.
Yeah, and it was cool. And his wife Kim is kind of cool, right?
1872.
Okay, wait. 207
What's the zip?
841.
841 207
Wait, just tell me.
841
Just tell me.
1872.
1872.
Okay, you want me to call?
Okay, yeah,
Here.
we're gonna text Rob and just say happy holidays.
Oh, I thought
Okay.
we were going to call him. Calling is best.
Okay.
The bathroom of a steakhouse, so I've got to go back to the table.
All right. Bye, hon. We love you. Bye.
Bye. That is too much fucking fun. Is anybody else out there texting their ex?
What?
Okay, what are you going to text him?
What do you want me to text him? What should I text?
Do you-
Okay.
do you
we'll
ever
just
think
call
about
him.
me?
We'll just call him. We're calling.
Jesus.
Okay. Is your phone volume all the way up? Rob! Okay, Rob Ponto. This is Sarah Fraser.
Oh, I wouldn't forget that voice.
So, Rob, I'm doing a live podcast show and you're live in front of 60 people on speakerphone. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as it's so, because you're on speakerphone in front of my kids. So
Okay, we'll be moving. So, Rob, we were just talking about a story that this is the time of year where you text an ex and you say happy holidays because you're just sort of lonely. So, when I was thinking about exes, I was thinking about you because we dated for like a long time, several years ago. So I just wanted to call you and wish you happy holidays.
oh, well, happy holidays to you too.
And I hope your wife won't be mad that I'm calling you.
I don't know, Kim, are you mad?
Okay, Rob, just...
Way back here, you didn't have like 7 or 8 exes in between?
Well, Rob, remember I went to an all-women's college and I sort of got that mullet haircut, so there was a dry spell for a long time.
Yes, I do remember that. I'm glad you've made a full recovery.
Okay, Rob, tell, is there one thing that you remember about me from high school that you'll share with everybody live tonight? You can say anything.
One thing I remember about you,
Yeah.
your mother's credit card.
Oh! What, did you use it a lot?
We did use my mom's credit card a lot. It's so true. Rob, you're amazing. Thank you for being awesome, and everybody loves
Yes,
you.
thank you, Rob.
Woo, Rob! Oh, my God. Tell Kim hi, and thank you for picking up.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, well, take care. Bye. Bye.
Oh, my fucking God. Wasn't that awesome?
I'm officially back. Oh my God, there were so many good moments from the live show. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. And also, listeners gave us such sweet gifts. Suzanne,
Yes,
oh my
yes.
God. I'm always so grateful and, so touched.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are going through so many things. And when you all come up to us and you're like, hey, I'm going through a hard time, and listening to the podcast
Mm-hmm.
sometimes on repeat helps me. I'm just like, oh my God, I feel like, wow, I'm so honored. And I know what it's like to be in that place where you have that show that just gets you through. So
I think for me, it's very amazing when people tell me, hey, when I have a blue day, I watch your videos. That makes me feel happy in a way, because I do this out of love or out of entertainment, and then it helps people.
yes,
So,
that's
yeah.
what it's all about. And also to Leandro, who got us beautiful gifts. Oh my God, thank you so much. So Emmit Walker, you guys are probably very familiar with him. He went viral on YouTube. He's also from Washington, D.C. He's a music executive. But wow, the backlash that he got after he posted this picture of himself in line boarding priority, and then a white woman behind him who was questioning him, his interpretation of what went down is so good. So enjoy this interview. Emmit Walker, I'm a huge fan. I'm a big fan. I know you're I know you don't want any of the fame, you don't want any of the attention, but when I saw you go viral, I was like, and then when I saw you were from DC, I was like, this guy is so good. So good. So look, take us back. I obviously know your story. I'm sure many people listening to this podcast do. But it was December 5th, right? You were getting ready to go on a vacation.
Day before my birthday, yes.
Day before your birthday. You're in, what airport were you in? Were you out in Dulles?
DCA.
DCA. You're at Reagan National.
Yes.
And you are getting ready to board priority seating. And you have a woman behind you, and kind of set the scene for us and tell us a little bit of what went down.
When they called the board, she wasn't right there with us. So we've been sitting there for a while now. She was running up as if she was late, and as she was running up, because when they called for us, we went lined up, and then she started running up, and then when she got to me, I was the last one in line. She asked me politely. She was polite about it. Asked me to move out of the way so she can board, and they was going to board us after they finished boarding priority.
And so you end up kind of having this exchange with her, right? Where you say, no, I'm priority. I'm in the correct line.
Well, I seen her, and she had a older guy with her. She herself was older, and she had a even older guy with her. So when I seen them run up, before I could even extend courtesy to her, ask her, did they want to go ahead of me? That's when she began to say, excuse me, they called for priority. You need to let us through so we could board, and they will board y'all once we finish boarding. And so I just asked her, well, priority means first class, right? And she said, yes. So I need you to move aside so that we can board, and they're going to board y'all once we finish boarding. And I said, well, if priority is first class, I'm in the right place. I'm flying first class. And she made the comment saying that maybe I got it because I'm military and they paid for theirs, so I still should have to move to the side so they may board and get on after them because they pay for theirs.
Are you dying at this point? And of course, your whole story becomes public because you kind of snap a picture. She's in the background. Her face is down, so no one can even really identify who she is. And you essentially put up the exchange, and it's in your voice, then in her voice, kind of back and forth. And you post this picture on Facebook that then ends up taking on this whole life of its own.
Yeah.
So before we get into the reactions and the reason first of all, okay, that part of the story, I saw somebody, like some people sharing it in my Facebook feed, the first picture that you posted, but I really was impressed with the apology that you wrote, which we'll talk about, because I was like, you don't even owe this woman an apology. I thought that was just such a great move as a person to do. But anyway, you're having this exchange with her where she is refusing to believe that you belong in first class. So the internet has created something else with it, but when you were interacting with her, what did you think? Do you think she just was like older and ignorant? Do you think it was a race thing? Do you think it was she just felt like she had more money? What did you think?
If I had to assume, it definitely wouldn't have been because of race. She looked wealthy. She looked wealthy, and if I was going to assume anything, I would assume it was because of that, the financial thing in itself.
She just didn't think you had enough money to be in first class priority.
Yes.
So you end up posting this picture and this dialogue, and I'm assuming we were talking kind of before we started this interview. You were doing that more just to say this was my experience, right?
Yeah, I put it up and I put the exchange up and how everything happened, and I didn't expect none of that to happen at all. When I post things on Facebook, I may get about 5 people to comment and say something back to me, and I can name them: Jamal Adams, Basheen Bird, April Austin. They're going to say something funny about her, then they're going to reverse the joke on me, say something funny about me, and that's it. But when I posted it, I literally boarded the plane, and when I landed in Miami, it said I had 50,000 notifications on Facebook.
Were you shitting your pants? Were you like, oh my God?
It was scary. I said, I ain't got 50,000 people on my Facebook for like, that's impossible. And when I clicked to see what it was, I literally had to board the plane to head to Puerto Plata. And when I landed, it said 72,000. And it was just out of hand since then.
Okay, so this whole post then takes on a life of its own, right? And when you and I were talking on Instagram, you said you've got death threats from this, that it's been positive, but it's been negative. So tell me, like, what's been the overwhelming response?
From, I guess, what you call my people, the black community.
Okay.
After the apology, they started throwing me for a loop. Everybody was saying I was wrong for apologizing. Some of them was out of line. Here go can I speak freely?
Oh my God,
Okay.
please. I curse all the time. I talk about vaginas and butt sex, whatever. I mean, please.
Okay.
You're poor Emmett. I feel that.
Okay, here go this nigga bowing down for massa, and it was those comments was really throwing me full. I said they're gonna take me from World News to World Star in 1 week because I'm gonna have to hurt somebody. They keep coming for me.
Okay, I
just try to avoid it.
I want to read your apology because I thought this was just a really great, upstanding thing to do, right? Because I feel like when you posted this, I was like, wow, this guy is more about humanity than he is about blaming somebody or making this even if it isn't a race issue. You didn't seem like it was about that for you. So here's what you posted. You said, when I posted that post on Facebook, I didn't expect all that to come from it. I can honestly name the 4 or 5 people I thought would comment with something funny, and that would be it. This racist stuff is definitely an issue, but this is not the solution to that issue. It brings me no joy waking up in paradise for my 37th birthday and knowing that woman might be going through hell. The story was definitely real, just like this issue is definitely real. But I now know that I myself should have handled it another way or left it how it was and not shared it publicly. When dealing with people, I always try to stay on the side of right, so to make sure I never do anybody wrong. I try to always put myself in that person's shoes and ask, how would I feel if that person did this to me? And if I was her this morning, I'd be a total wreck today. And that doesn't help this situation or her. It only makes them more angry and bring more drama. And then in all caps. So I'd like to apologize again to the woman I had this encounter with yesterday. No matter how wrong your actions, you don't deserve this. And you tag some people. I believe if you can't help nobody at the very least, you should never do anything to hurt them. I thought that was so great. But tell me this, like, are you regretting that you posted that apology?
No, I don't regret it. That was the best thing I could have did. The best thing that came out of this situation was me getting to show who I was. And no matter what I'm dealing with, it's never going to change who I am.
But I guess, were you surprised that the black community turned on you kind of the way that they did?
People a bunch of get-wits, man. They just looking for the...
I know.
Yeah, I don't pay them no attention. I don't know 'em, so it don't affect me.
Right.
It don't affect me. You're not helping me in my situation or doing anything, so it don't bother me.
And welcome to the internet. Don't you feel like it's such a... I mean,
Yeah.
I was asking you too before. Have you ever heard from the woman that was behind you that kind of this whole exchange happened?
No, and like I told you, she was older.
Right.
I don't expect to hear from her. I don't expect to hear from her at all. I put the apology out there just in case somebody, if they did know her, if she got the bad, I hope they gave her that as well, and she knew that that wasn't my intentions. For her to be put on blast or anybody to attack her for anything.
Like I said from the start, and the reason I wanted to have you on is I love your perspective. Do you feel like, what do you think the solution is in this time where it appears, at least on social media, where people take things and run with it out of context? And you were talking about the media. I understand I'm in the media, and people, the media is going to make it what it is. So what do you think is the solution to humanity, to race? I know that's like a big question, but you've had to have learned something from this experience.
Like I said, I feel like I could have handled it differently. I could have asked her to come to the side and talk to me one-on-one about it, and possibly seeing where she was coming from or why she felt the way she felt. And it could have been as simple as a conversation. It could have been as simple as a conversation. Hate only brings hate. And the last thing I want to do is upset someone in that situation.
Right.
Because if it was racially motivated and I did something to upset her, it's only going to make her react worse.
Right, double down.
Somebody else is going to catch it, and I don't want that. I need her to see the good in me no matter how bad she is, where it hits you. If I'm doing something, if I'm hitting her,
right,
and she's rising above it, at some point in time it clicks in me. But then again, the flip side to it, guilt is only guilt if it's guilt in the mind.
Right.
So if she's stuck in her ways and she feel how she feel, and if it was racially motivated, no matter what I say or what I do or what any posts I put up, if she don't feel guilty and she feel like she's right and above the situation, then nothing's going to change her.
How has this been, also you're a music executive, and how has this been for your business? Has there been any good feedback, backlash? Has it spilt over at all?
This is actually the first time I tried to bring Shemaine to the forefront. When the attacks started coming, I definitely don't want them to receive any of that.
Right.
So I tried to let everything die down before I bring my kids, family, music, anything to anything. I haven't posted anything about my kids or anything since, because I don't want them to be attacked for anything. But Shemaine's going to rise regardless, no matter what. She's a star, always have been. So
Shemaine is here today. You are one of the artists that Emmit manages and helps, and you have a new album out.
I do. It's not so new, but it is on iTunes and all media platforms. It's called The Evolution of Me, and it's been doing pretty well.
And I was asking you guys what the music scene is like in DC as artists, and what kind of genre? Are you more rap? Is it more, what is your sort of forte?
Well, I don't like to put myself in a box because there's so many aspects of my music. I was born in Guyana, so I have that Caribbean influence. Just being raised close to DC and Maryland, there's that go-go influence. I started playing the violin when I was 5, so I have that classical training. So it's all just a mixture of different things, and I just love music, so I like to incorporate everything in that. But if I had to pick one, I guess I would say R&B.
More R&B?
Yeah.
So how is the music scene here in DC? I love this. I'm like, when I saw it, obviously that Emmit was local, I was like, this is a great story. And then when he was doing music, we were talking about that.
It's pretty cool. You can definitely get a lot of work around here. But I do want to travel too. But you definitely get a lot of work around here.
Really?
I enjoy it, yeah.
So where are you performing? Like, where can people, and your website, where can people find you? I also want to pull up a song. Do you have a song that I can pull up that you really like? Here's some headphones. Listen to this because I want to hear what you. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so is this song part of like your newest album or was this before? It is? Oh, Charmaine, I love this.
Thank you.
This is great. So people, tell me this, where can people find you? What's your website? Where can they find more?
Yeah, you can check me out at Shemaine Music. Everything, all social media platforms, Shemaine Music. That's SHAMAIN Music and ShemaineMusic.com.
I love it. What's next for you? So you've had that album. Are you working on a new one?
I am. I'm working on a lot of new songs in the studio. I'm also working on getting some video work done too. So I'm staying busy.
I bet. Oh my gosh. And Emmett, how many people do you manage? How many people are under your umbrella?
We got Shemaine, then there's and those two are the main ones that we deal with, Shemaine and Overtime Sims.
This is great. What's next for you? I love everything that you're doing. Are you just going to stay focused on your work? What do you do?
We just keep working, keep pushing, keep grinding.
Tell us where we can follow you, your label, whatever you want to promote. Because again, I think it was just so brave. Shemaine Music.
Shemaine Music.
You got it.
You find me through Shemaine Music.
Love it. Shemaine, thank you for being here. Much continued success. You guys are really terrific, and I appreciate you sharing your story and your thoughts today.
Thank you so much.
Shemaine, go girl! We are buying. We are buying iTunes. Wait, can I buy you on Spotify? Can I listen on Spotify too? I can listen on Spotify. I can listen YouTube. I don't like to promote that. You don't get any money.
Spotify.
Fuck YouTube.
Amazon.
Google Play. Where can we get paid? That's what we are about. Thank you, guys.
Thank you
so much.
All right, everybody. We love you. Leslie Oquendo.
Okendo.
Leslie Oquendo. Leslie, thank you for stepping in.
Thank you for having me.
And you're a great co-host in the making.
I hope I didn't make anything worse.
Absolutely not. You guys, love you so much. We've got a special bonus episode for you next week, Christmas holiday. We never leave you without a pod. If you're traveling around this holiday season, download the Hey Frase podcast, Mindful Mondays, new Mansion Murder podcast on Fox 5, and be sure to leave a Hey Frase podcast review. Go to iTunes, hit subscribe, leave 5 stars, tell us what you love, tell us that you love Leslie Oquendo. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
She's so glamorous, the #1 hostess.